I think we realize on a spiritual level our purpose of being together, and we accept it and we look to nurture it rather than short circuit, you know, what we have done and what the world kind of see, because I mean the world responds to whatever it is that we're doing. The world has embraced that energy that had flowed through us, and so we're not trying to work against that.
Give me some of that.
Periodically, I call Khalees when I'm on the West Coast and we talk about how much we're still in awe about what went on and what transpired about all what we've written and what we've done. We've said it's a total absolute blessing.
I grew up in the same neighborhood in Jersey City, New Jersey, and somehow we found each other, because some of us were uptown Jersey and some of us were downtown Jersey.
When I first met Dennis, he was playing, I don't know if anyone remembers Clutch Cargo, the cartoon with only the lips moving.
Yeah.
Well, he was sitting on a stool at the assembly in school and he's playing Clutch Cargo. And he was playing Clutch Cargo. I said, wow, that's a cool guy with those shades on. I want to be just like him. Yeah.
Still wearing the shades.
Yeah, still wearing the shades.
Gene Red had a production label called Red Coach Records.
He had a belief in the band as far as, I guess, he had a feel for our spontaneous energy.
Hey, GT! This is out of sight. Man, you know it's always out of sight in Chicago. You want to get some funky drums? Let's get the drummer sound. Get the drummer sound.
We had done so much, you know, prior work, you know, like we said, we were the Soul Town band, and we had done we were doing a lot of gigs before we met Gene. So subsequently, when Gene saw us, we were backing up another fellow who was auditioning for Gene.
Oh, yeah.
We cut his album. We did his album.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did. And so Gene seeing us actually took us, he wanted to produce us instead of Walter. And so subsequently that's how that kind of got started. But we had you know, we had put a lot of years in before then, so we were really a pretty tight band.
You know, I mean, we were blessed. We were talented because we had this little following, you know, after playing, you know, Motown every night. I mean, we were building up this muscle, and we listened to all these jazz records. But I mean, he heard something in us that, you know, that sparked him to be inspired to want to take us to the next level. And so he did. He was the gatekeeper. The very first real gatekeeper to take us from that point to where we are. Even like in the first, when we did the first song, you know, he said, okay, the album's going to be Kool in the Gang, the song is going to be Kool in the Gang,
Right.
and it's going to be by Kool in the Gang.
All right, here we go. Hey, Kool! Come on, put your hands together.
And, you know, we rehearsed that album for 6 months. Every day we'd go to White Castle. Well, White Castle, Hamburg.
Yeah.
Back, rehearse, go to school, come back. Some of us going to work, come back, rehearse the album for 6 months. And we recorded it all in 1 week. We did 3 albums, I think, and then we decided that we were grown, and we wanted to do this ourselves, you know, because we learned some more about the business, about the publishing, and, you know, because we would look on there and say, well, we're pretty much writing all this stuff, producing it, but we're not getting the credit for it, so we said, so we're going to produce this one ourselves. And our first album that we produced ourselves was Music is the Message. It won 4.5 stars in Downbeat magazine at the time. And you know, it was a creative album, so we finally got to express ourselves as producers and writers on this Music is the Message. That's the blue one with the ice, you know, same ice. And then the next album that we did was Good Times. It did not do well because it wasn't commercial or something. We were still in this creative mode. So then they brought back in Gene Red. And Gene said, all right, he said, these guys, they're creating this creative music. They wanted a hit. The pressure was on. We're pressured to come up with a hit. We didn't have no idea what that was. So again, we just became creative. He said, we're not going to record Soul Makusa. We can come up with something like that. I mean, that's not that hard, is it?
So subsequently, we went into rehearsal, and the creative juices were flowing, and we came up with what, Hollywood Swingin'.
Funky stuff.
Well, we came up with funky stuff first. I mean, it's unexplainable because I don't know how it happened. Charles
did
came
happen,
in,
man.
and
Yeah,
he started playing the guitar lick, and everybody just fell in, and we started singing this song.
Yeah.
And the whistles and the whole thing. And then he said, okay, let's do another one. Okay, we'll do a Soul Makusa, and that was Jungle Boogie. And then Hollywood Swingin', and Frankie Crocker was on the radio.
Dedication to Frankie Crocker
And this
in New
whole
York.
Hollywood thing was there, so,
Yeah, he was
we
called
started.
Hollywood Frankie Crocker.
Yeah, Charles came with this other guitar part, and everybody fell in, and then it started saying, hey, 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 what you got to say?
What you got to say? Come on, keep it swinging. Hey, say hey, hey, hey. What you got to say?
And so I was walking from 57th Street down to 23rd Street, Gramercy Park, where I lived, and I was noticing how people were walking in rhythm, and I was thinking about, the old bass, doom, 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 right? And so I was going, doom, 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 doom. And that was the pace that people were walking. So when I got home, I said, maybe I should harmonize this, put some, a chordal harmony against it. And that's how the rhythm track came about. And in Khalees, we had the rhythm track done. Khalees came up with the old Yes It's Ladies Night, the chorus sections.
Hey, fellas, you know what we're talking about. Put your hands up for the ladies. Oh, yes, it's ladies' night, and the feeling's right. Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night. Oh, what a night. Oh, yes, it's ladies' night, and the feeling's right. Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night.
Yumia Deodato, the Brazilian composer and string arranger. Once again, I think it was what's commercial and what's not commercial. Because if you brought a song to Dio and you played it for him, and if he didn't feel the commerciality, then he'd go, oh, that's cute. What else do you have? But if it really sparked him and it was in a certain form and order and it was like on time, he'd really go forth.
Okay, after Ladies' Night, that was the platinum, the mega success. So, now you have to really keep up. And I had no idea. In fact, I didn't even like the song when it was finished. I had an idea because it worked. We're singing, come on, let's all celebrate. And at the end of the American Music Award, we started singing this little chant thing that we come up with, this idea we had. And then it turned into Celebration. And again, when it was finished, because Dio had like a 40-piece orchestra on that song originally. When we did it, he said, yeah, let's make this big. And he had all these strings and French horns and everything in there. And then once we finished it, he said, Dio, right? Yeah. Dio's a genius, believe me. He says, it's all wrong. Take it all off. He takes it all off.
Remember he said if you
and
want
then he brings Charles in there and tapes up the doors, right? He said, keep Khalees out of here. Keep him out of here, because he's going to break his heart. And it did.
Celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure?
We were standing outside the studio, wouldn't let us in the booth. And I'm standing with Khalees and we listen, but we could hear what's going on. Fink, fink, sink, chink, chink. He's saying, ding, ding, ding.
They're doing this to me. It's going to be all right. I'm going,
Oh my God. I said, what's with the country western?
I said, what's that? And she said, that sounds like the Jackson 5. That's never going to work. I hate it. Because, after all, after hearing, all these strings, and all this stuff, flutes and everything he had in there. It was like, wow, that's beautiful. That's going to work.
It's a passion, and you know, whatever you're passionate about, you know, you become what you think, what you feel. You actually become that, and we've actually become that.
We're musicians first. We just have a love for the art. We never expected all the success.
It's a celebration. It's a celebration. Come on. Celebrate good times. Come on. Let's celebrate.